Hi, welcome. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg. I'm here today to talk to you guys about the current market state for real estate and also to talk about some listings I have. Right now, I have listings probably a lot in Pasco County. So we have, I want to start with, let's see, where do we want to start? We can start with Alamanda Street in Hudson, 8702 Alamanda Street. And I also want to tell you guys some funny stories about the different things too. But this is a rental house. Alamanda is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, has an inside laundry. This home is available. I do have applications pending on it. We were waiting to see if any of them have been accepted at this point. But the appliances are going in. There'll be a newer stove and a brand new fridge. That's a bedroom. And of course, all the blinds are in now. That one, the old tenant had, for some reason, I don't know if they had a cat or what, but every blind and every window, and there's 16 windows, as you can see, there's a lot of windows. Every window blind was wrecked, so we had to replace all of the blinds, which is a pain in the neck, but it's good for someone, who just needs a little space. There's an inside laundry room too, and that floor has, I think, been repainted since in the laundry room as well. So that one's a cutie, located in Hudson, 8702 Alamanda Street. I have another one at 5920 Madison. This Madison in Newport Richey. This home is a 2-2. This one is located right in downtown Newport Richey, a sought after area. Say that 3 times fast. This one is fresh paint. The new appliances are not in yet, but their old white appliances are in this picture. And then you've got, that is 1 bedroom. And let's see, I'm trying to think what else. That's the bathroom. And then you've got another, I think the other bedroom is a picture in there. It has a real good sized kitchen in there too. Terrazzo floors, and the terrazzo makes it really easy for cleanup and stuff. But as you can see, like I said, the old appliances are in there. They have the silver appliances coming in, I believe next week, and a new dishwasher. That one has a 1-car garage. And it's funny, in the 1-car garage, it's probably one of the worst pictures on the internet, this 1-car garage inside, but because it's just full of stuff. There's a second bathroom / laundry, and that's a room in the garage, but it has, see the ceiling in there? It has a beautiful wood ceiling and stuff in there too. But yeah, see all the garbage and stuff in there. I was like, just take the picture. We just need that picture to put up there to give people an idea. So that still, I think, had to be cleaned out. But that's 5920 Madison, and that's right where all the parades are, downtown Newport Richey, all the festivities and stuff. That's walking distance. So if you like to go out to dinner on a Saturday night, you're just a stroll down the main street and get your steps in at the same time. Okay, so that one is available. Just listed that one yesterday, so that gives you an idea. And then I also have, let's see, I sold Diane Drive. I also have Stagecoach 12507 Stagecoach. This home is $340,000. This one's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2-car garage. As you can see, it's just in fantastic condition. Great house. That one is over 2,000 square foot. So you got quite a big house for the money. That's in Beacon Woods. Beacon Woods is a deed restricted community where you have to own this property 2 years prior to renting. So you're going to have to own any property in Beacon Woods, but it's a nice opportunity for someone with a big family. It'd be great. Or if you'd like people to come visit you, because it is 4 bedrooms. So if you're from out of state and you want to buy this home, remember, people are going to say, well, you've got all the rooms, so we're going to come visit you. This one has all new flooring, new fresh paint, a big kitchen, new kitchen, and as you can see, laminate, granite. This home is loaded to the max of new and upgraded. It has a Lazy Susan. Oh, no, it has 2 Lazy Susans in each of the corners by that sink. So Lazy Susans, when you open the drawer, and it has like a spiral, and it has you can put loads and loads of cans or just all sorts of accessories and stuff. And you can see You can use this part as a dining room, or you can use the other part as a dining. Sometimes people will put a dining right behind that couch there, right where that one light is. They'll put the dining there and then make 2 living rooms if you have a bunch of kids. That way you can put them separate living rooms. So, and there's the formal or the upgraded living room there. And this one was the one where they had paid to do the staging from a rental company instead of an actual stager. And I think they did a pretty good job there because, the staging, costs, believe it or not, around $2,000 to stage, say, a master bedroom, a living room, and a kitchen. So that's going to cost you between 2 and 3,000 on top of, like, say, your commission amounts. And so they had gone to a rental company. Of course, they knew someone in the rental company, so they got kind of a discount on it. But they threw some sheets on there and a blanket, and everything looked great. And with that, and it was less than $500. So it kind of gives you an idea of the difference as far as you're going to get a better deal if you just do like a rental company for month to month. And all the new bathrooms have been done. The staircase been done. Like I said, fresh paint. Look at that nice bathroom. Everything is just ready to go in there, and huge closets in there as well. So it's a nice home. That's a huge closet. That's upstairs in the second bedroom. Nice back porch for sitting and relaxing. And I actually, when I was doing the open houses there, I sat out there a lot, and it's nice, nice breeze through there. So definitely a nice setup, and you've got the granite there, so you can serve out, breakfast bar or your margarita bar, or whatever, coffee bar. You can put that granite, goes right out from that kitchen, and 2-car garage, fresh paint inside, new electrical panel, everything just ready, pretty much new roof, new AC, and just pretty much everything is like a new home in that house and stuff. So that's a great opportunity for someone. And I have a listing on Commercial Way. This acreage is 20 acres. You could put, it's zoned, I want to say agricultural, but the person who purchased it could switch it to commercial. It's right on US 18 in, they call it Commercial Way in Brooksville. So it's about a half a mile north of State Road 50. This property is on the east side of the road. It's kind of like an island, I was saying last week. So in other words, there's kind of like pond areas around this 20 acres. Probably about, I want to say about 10 to, I don't think 15, maybe 12 is buildable. So that's why the price is 1.5 million instead of 2.5 million for that, that property in that area there. Because 20 acres would be closer to 3 million if it was all buildable. So we got like half buildable, so it's 1.5 million, and that's a great location if you're trying to, car wash, put a car wash, or of course everything has to be approved through Hernando County, so you have to call them just to double check what can actually go there. So I have some lots. I've got one on Broad, I want to say Broad Street. And let's see if that one comes up. Let me pull there it is. I got one on Broad. This one's in LaBelle, Florida. And as you can see, it's ready to pretty much build on. It's pretty vacant as far as the actual, the actual property and stuff, not a lot to clear out. And then also I have one on Petunia. And that one is located at Petunia Terrace, lot number 1. Sorry, I'm looking down at my list. So I got Petunia, Broad Street, Stage Commercial. Oh, I know, 2332 Fairview Road. I have Fairview Road. This property is a nice property. I'm surprised it hasn't already sold. This one's in Spring Hill. If you want to build a home, actually, what I just thought of? I should probably reach out to the builder that I deal with all the time, because he's always trying to find properties for his customers to build custom homes, and this is a great lot for that. In fact, if you want to build a custom home, contact me and I can put you guys all in touch together, and you can build whatever type of home you want. Some people will say, I like this layout, but well, if you build your own custom home on there, you can put whatever you want. And of course, there's going to be setbacks by the county. Usually it's 10 off the back and 5 off the side. So as you can see, that's 2 lots there, and that's a great, an actual great deal and a great location right off the Sun Coast. That's at 2332 Fairview Road in Spring Hill. So that's a nice one. I also have 7326 Bramblewood. Bramblewood. This one is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom pool home. And some of these homes I'm showing you, the people that are selling are downsizing because the families moved out, the kids are grown. Some of them, the spouses, they're widowed, so they don't need these 4 bedrooms, and they relocate and they get a nicer, not nicer, but a smaller home. And so that's a good, to tell you about my expertise, and a good example to tell you about my expertise. And if you're in a huge home and it's just you're only using half your house, and then this one, that's what she was doing. She has this huge house for entertaining with the pool, and she's using literally half of it. And it looked just like nothing was touched on one whole side of the house. So we've convinced her to move closer to her family and this beautiful, wonderful house, to share it with someone else who has a bigger family. And so this one, it looks like this one's going to be selling at the end of the month. But this one, I do have a contract pending on this one. But it's a 4-bedroom. I would like to give you guys an idea of what is out there for the price and stuff, what's actually available, or how much they're selling for still, because I know the news has they'll say stuff like the real estate market's dropped, the real estate market's not moving, but the real estate market is moving. What we're seeing a lot of is the rates being bought down by builders or by actual sellers themselves, helping the buyers out, buying the interest rates down. So I know a lot of people right now are trying to hold off because they feel like, oh, the interest rates are so high right now, I don't want to actually purchase a home. But in fact, if you talk to a lot of different sellers, they're actually helping the buyers buy those interest rates down so that your payments are kind of like to the extent of, I want to say 6 months ago, or before the interest rates started to go up. So they're actually pretty reasonable. So if you're interested in purchasing, I can obviously help you and, and put you in the right direction and show you how to make it possible at a lower interest rate, which I want to say was so last year, because the interest rates, of course, were lower and they keep creeping up. But we've, kind of, you just, what's the word? Change with the time. So meaning that you have to purchase those interest rates down. We didn't think of that a year ago. That wasn't something that was, we never thought we'd be buying interest rates down to make things competitive, to make your interest rates lower. Adjustable rate mortgages are back. Just different things where we didn't think, oh, we're going to be doing this again, like we did in 2010, 2008. But we are. So if you're trying to purchase and you're worried about those interest rates, give me a call. I can definitely help you out with that. And I'm trying to think if there was one. I think I got. Sorry to pull out my phone here, but David Drive, that 10090 David Drive. I usually put that up, but that one we pulled from the market. We had a tenant in there, and they even stole my real estate pole out of the front yard. So I don't know if they burned it in the backyard or what they did, but they took that one out of there. So we're going to pull that one from the market for a little bit. And then I had another one on Club, and I know some of you guys have called on that one for availability, and that one is pulled from the market. That one was on the golf course. If you're interested in that, I do have a waiting list on both those properties, on either one of those properties, to give me a call if you want to give me a call, and I can put you on the waiting list. And at that time, when the properties do come up again, we can definitely put you in touch with getting out there. If you have a realtor, I can still put you on the list. And if you don't have a realtor, I would love to help you do that too. So that would be no problem either way. And like I said, we'll put you on the waiting list as soon as that property comes back up. That one was $315, the one on Club Drive, but it looks like when we put it back out, we're going to put it a little teeny bit more reasonable. So if you're interested in that one was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on the golf course, and again in Beacon Woods. And I was saying too, Beacon Woods has the 2-year rental restriction on it. So if you're interested to purchase in Beacon Woods and you want to do it as an investment property, remember you have to live in it primary, or you have to own it for 2 years. I have seen some investors just fix up the house, takes about 6 months, and then let them sit for a year and a half. Of course, a year and a half with no income coming in, you better be getting a really good deal. So the best thing to do is to move into it for 2 years and then rent it out. And of course, you're taking your tax benefit off if you rent it out. But in Beacon Woods, that's the only way you can rent it out is if you own it for 2 years prior. So if you own it for 2 years and you decide this isn't the location, or I got to move out of state, then you can rent it and it's no problem. I do have in Beacon Woods, we do have more of restrictions as far as fences. You're not allowed to have the vinyl fences, but you are allowed to have metal fences, which is nice. And the metal fences, they just passed a restriction. So if you're in Beacon Woods, you might not know this, but they passed a restriction that you're allowed to put ivy through it, which is like an actual decorative green that they put through it. And the whole thing with Beacon Woods is that they like to make it look like it is it is green, basically the whole area. They want it to look very, everything you see is green. So you're not allowed to have, say, the white 6-foot privacy fences. You're not allowed to have those, but you are allowed to have fence. And then they have these slats, and they go through each slat, and they call it ivy. And like I said, those were just approved in the last 2 weeks. So I had called because the person who is going to purchase on Stagecoach has a dog and wanted to put up a white 6-foot fence, and they're allowed to put up a 5-foot metal fence with ivy in it for so the dog won't jump over the fence and stuff like that. So that's good information to know on that one too. So those are my listings I have available. And if you guys are listing or selling and you need a realtor to help you with it, it's no problem. I can glad to help. Or purchasing, obviously, expertise in that. And also new construction lately, which we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and I'll talk to you guys about new construction again. And we're going to go over our goals as we did the goals last time. But we're going to go over some other goals, some great ideas about cleaning out things, which you guys are never even going to expect on this. And I got some before and after pictures of some home projects too. So everybody stay tuned, and I'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. Thanks. Welcome back. I got a whole bunch of life hacks to tell you guys about. I saw this one thing on a friend's Facebook page, and if it's on Facebook, it's real and it's true. But actually, this was really good. So it was about decluttering. I have all, I told you guys about short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals, all the things to do, New Year's resolutions. Everybody's all into it right now. It kind of cracks me up because I saw one, actually I should have sent it in. I saw one meme and it said, things aren't going well at the gym. I don't know what's going on. I joined 30 days ago, still no improvements. I'm going to go in there and find out what's happening. And it was hilarious because like it's a lot of times people will join a gym, doesn't mean that they're going to go, you know. So it's kind of funny, like everybody with their New Year's resolutions and stuff. But if you're doing them and you stay true, you are in 19 days of doing good. So good for you if you are. So this I saw was really cool. Is things to throw away. So it's a list. So who old magazines, like I find myself like sometimes with the magazines I'll go, oh, there's some recipes in here and it's not, and I'll end up with like 10 magazines in my living room, and of course they're dust collectors and stuff like that. And then when you're in your living room, old couch pillows. And you know, sometimes when I see pillows, I think it's because I sell houses, and so sometimes you see stuff that's kind of, I don't want to say the word gross, but like people don't realize, you know, it's their special pillow and they lay on it all the time when they watch the TV and stuff like that. But this is saying like if you have an old couch pillow, to throw it in the garbage. So I was like, oh, not a bad idea. Movies you don't watch, maybe donate the movies you don't watch. Burn out candles. I find myself like the candle will be at the end, and I'm like still trying, and it's huge and it looks so pretty the outside of it, but it's saying to get rid of those, which so I think that's good. Old books that you're not reading, maybe donate them. Broken makeup or expired, you know, makeup goes off. It's kind of crazy, but if you're a guy, you probably didn't know that. But women know, women are like, that's over 30 days. We got to throw it in the garbage. Me, I'm like, this is from 1985. I wore it this one day. I think it's still good. So I definitely need to throw some makeup up. Old nail polish. Never thought. Old perfume. Old toothbrushes. I have a thing about that. I have to throw my toothbrush out like every 30 days. I can't take dirty or old toothbrushes. So I have a thing. Half empty bottles. Okay, towels with holes. I was just going over that this morning. So my younger daughter wants to move out of the house, and she's only 18, which makes mommy very, very sad. And but I have a bunch of towels with holes in them, but I don't think she'll notice. I'm going to give them all to her so I can purge on my old towels. Anything you haven't used. So that's kind of broad, but I don't want you to see you guys throwing your TVs out and stuff like that. So if it's something, something you haven't used, like, like they were saying lipstick, or you opened a bottle of, say, something in your refrigerator, you haven't used it for 3 months, maybe throw that out too. Socks without a match. Oh yeah, socks with holes. Clothes with holes, clothes you haven't worn in at least 6 months. Clothes that don't fit. Earrings that don't match. Gosh, this sounds like me. Old hats and gloves. Worn out shoes. Worn out blankets. Now, so sometimes you can donate. You might think it's worn out like on a blanket, but there's SPCA, and there's the Humane Society, and there's homeless shelters. So with your sheets and your blankets and your towels, you can always donate them there. So it's like, it would be a nice thing if you're purging and you're trying to clean out before like the spring cleaning that we all get, like that bug, to put them in separate bags, for donations. So you've got your homeless shelter, you got your pet donation centers. You can do stuff like that with those. Expired food, probably have to throw those out. Takeout menus. Oh yeah. So like I am guilty of that too. So I get the Chinese food, I get the Chinese menu every single time. I get the fortune cookies, and I get the fortune itself. And I feel like if I throw the fortune out, it won't come true. So I got to keep the fortune too. So I end up with this whole huge array of a drawer full of just stuff. So you can throw all that out. Old coupons, old cleaning supplies. I don't know. I never get old cleaning supplies because I always use them up. So cups with missing pieces, excess Tupperware. The way you get the tops, but you don't have the bottoms. So that's a thing. Or you get the bottoms, you don't have the tops. So rags with holes. Again, you can do that. Humane Society. Expired medication. Now, expired medication, you have to be careful. I know there's places you can drop stuff like that because you don't want anyone to get a hold of any expired medications and stuff. Old mail, old manuals. So like, the kitchen manual. So say you have a kitchen, say you have a refrigerator, and you have a manual, and it's, say, your microwave, and your microwave is like 10 years old. At this point, you could probably throw the manual away because it's probably about to break anyway. Old paperwork, birthday cards. I'm a definite birthday card, especially if you wrote some nice kind words in there for me. I'll keep them for 10 years too. Happy Meal toys, because they're all going to be worth $1 million. You want to throw those out. Things you never play with, duplicates, puzzles with missing pieces. You guys keep those? Yeah. So, worn out shoes. Again, you can donate a bunch of your shoes and your clothes to the homeless, or to Salvation Army, to Goodwill, to St. Paul, Vincent, or Vincent de Paul. There's a whole bunch of different organizations. You can even call your churches to see if you could donate stuff there too. So those are great places to declutter. And then again, you can do the same thing with your car, decluttering your car with different things. You want to keep all the receipts all the repairs, just in case you're going to sell your car, but you also want to take out, I mean, I feel like my car is my moving office. So I have like tape measures, and I have tape measures. I have, scissors. I've got screwdrivers. I've got, I have so much stuff in there that it's probably best to purge that place out too. So as we were talking, that was my clean out goals. I had, my daughter, the youngest one, like I was saying, was trying to move out. I don't think I sent the picture over on that one, but we had this place come open, and so she's going to move there, and it's a 3rd story. And next week I can share with you guys the pictures. I think I forgot to send it, but it basically it is a picture of. So let me tell you the whole background. So we go. She buys a couch. The couch is brand new, but these people had it and they never sat on it, and it's white. And I said to myself, first, what is my daughter doing with a white couch is my first thought. But I'm like, okay, she's gonna turn over a new, whatever. She's gonna have a white couch. So anyway, we load this white couch, keep the white couch, beautiful white couch. We go to take it to the 3rd story. It won't fit in the elevator. Gets wedged in the elevator. Some man comes up named Sam. He's a character. And he goes, no, I get it in for you. And he's cute. And he's just like this little guy. And so we get this couch wedged in the elevator. It doesn't work. Try to get it up the stairs. It doesn't work. And as we're doing this, the couch is getting dirtier and dirtier. And anyway, long story short, the picture, which I'll share with you guys next week, is the couch then hanging from the balcony. So we tied all these ropes to it, and we pulled it up, and we knocked the screen out of the 3rd story balcony, and we have pictures of us, pulling the couch up. So anyway, couch is now a great couch, but it is in there. And if we ever sell this place, it comes free with the actual location, because I'm going to get a sledgehammer and smash the couch to pieces, because it took us like 2 hours to get this couch in the through the the balcony and all that stuff. And it was kind of funny, because I was like, how do people get stuff in here? And as we were standing there, this lady walked up and said, she was elderly lady, she's funny, and she goes, that's how I got my couch up there on the 2nd story. I did the same thing. And then they all started coming out. It was like a zombie apocalypse. They all started coming outside saying, that's how I got mine up. That's how I got mine up. So they're all standing around. And then my fear is that this couch is going to fall on someone's head. But anyway, it didn't. Everybody was fine. The lady on the 2nd story had a broom and was pushing it out because it kept getting caught, the arm on her balcony and stuff. So it was kind of comical. So I'll share those stories. Another thing this week that happened was kind of funny. Well, it's not funny at all, but so there's this house, and it has a pink bathtub. I know I sent the pictures on that. Hopefully those come up. Hopefully we got them. But it has a pink bathtub in it. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? So I got a price on this. They want like $600 and this thing's already been painted and peeled. So I was trying to help out on this rental. And so I guess apparently what they do is they sand this down again, and then they repaint the whole thing again. So I was like, you know what? That's my foot. I'm like, maybe I could do this myself. Maybe it won't cost $600. So I went to Home Depot. I got the kit. It cost $40, and I have the picture after. So now remember, I don't know what I'm doing either. So I mean, I'm an okay painter, but Doesn't even look like, it looks like a different bathtub, right? I mean, I'm not even faking it. That is the actual bathtub. It was hideous. It was pink. I was going to go with either A, we peel this bathtub with the paint thinner, or B, we recoat it with the white, because it was like an off white. So I tried that, and then it actually turned out pretty good. So hopefully when people wash in there, it doesn't peel off, and then and there's no complaints. So I just have to hope for the best on that one. But anyway, it's $600 and then $50. That's pretty good. And they literally use the same stuff. So there was a lady in there at Home Depot, and she said, you know, she told me she had faith in me that I could do it. So I was like, well, let's see. So she's like, oh, you're gonna get the pad in there. It's like looks like a Brillo pad, kind of like and you're gonna go over and you're going to sand everything down. So I had literally bought sandpaper. I bought fine sandpaper. And there, cause where the pink is, there was the beige on the outside. So I sanded that down to kind of smooth. So when it went to paint, there wasn't a big line there. So I sanded that down, and then I sanded down where the pink is, because as she had said in Home Depot, that you have to sand that down so it has something to attach to, kind of like a rougher surface. So you got the corners and the outside of it. So you sand the whole thing down. Then you take this thing that comes with it. It's like a wool or brushy thing. I don't know. Anyway, you sand it down with that too. And you get all your dust out of there so it doesn't go in the paint. And then you paint it. So I cut in with a brush around it. And then after I cut in, then I took the little roller brush and rolled out the whole thing. And it turned out actually, I mean, like I said, it turned out good. Saving, $550. I'm like, oh, that's good. So any amount of money you can save is good. And then so those are good like improvements that cost less than $50 to do. I had some paint pictures up too. Just like adding paint in a small room, like an accent wall, they really help too. I don't know if those pictures came through, but I had one with it was a totally plain wall, and then we added a color to it. And wow, what a difference. I mean, oh, wait a minute, oh, shoot, this one. Wait a minute, this one. Oh my gosh. I don't know if the other picture's on there, but look how dirty. These people had a rug, and they just never cleaned around the rug. So under the rug is all clean, but all the edges of the rug, around that rug weren't clean. So you know what I did was I ended up taking chlorine bleach, like the actual stuff you go when you're cleaning your pool, and I put them around the corners of all the rooms, because I don't know why they had these rugs, terrazzo. They had these rugs in every room, and then around the edges of the room was all black. So anyway, I took the chlorine and put it there and sat with the chlorine, and then let it just soak in, then scrubbed it, and then basically it made it a nice like a nice light color and stuff again. So you couldn't see basically, oh, there's a rug and then like the dirt around it. And then also it shot up for a second. I have this year's homewarming or congratulations gift of the year, and it shot up for a second. So I'm giving these out with every home purchase. I know it's a lot to give to my customers, and I'm going on literally a limb to find these 18 eggs, and it is the best housewarming gift of the century, or of 2023, I want to say. Now these are upgraded because they have the B2 and the B12 in them and stuff, but so this is what I'm giving. Instead of giving you like a $50 gift card, for Home Depot for congratulations or dinner, I'm thinking these eggs would definitely, be more beneficial. Of course, you guys know I'm joking, but I thought that was a great one too. So I came up with that one. I don't know if you remember, but the ones who watched this since COVID, I had the people, I had literally brought in a huge, I got the toilet paper when no one could get toilet paper. It was like a double pack, and I put the huge bow on it. And of course, I gave them a gift card too. But so they had this huge thing of toilet paper. I brought it into the closing, and took pictures of them and stuff with it actually. And they thought that was, hilarious. Title company thought it was hilarious too. But and everybody was happy too, because it was like, wow, you actually found some toilet paper. But I had found it at CVS, and no one was. I think everybody was going to Publix and Sam's, and CVS had a shipment in. So I was like, oh, I'm going to add this to the housewarming gifts. So I got that for Clifton and Becca, and they got a real big kick out of that. So those are my new housewarming gifts for 2023: eggs, and I would bring you a jug of milk too, but that might go off. Eggs have like a better chance of staying. And then I saw another totally off subject. Well, not really, but I saw another a meme, and it was a guy, and he had the back of his truck open, and he had a bunch of eggs back there. And then it was like he was a drug dealer, but he was selling eggs. It was hilarious. It was out of Miami, and the people were like stay in line. He's like, "Come here, I got you," and they'd walk up, and he had the eggs, and he's looking around all shifty, and hands them the eggs and takes the cash, and he's like, "Come here next." So they did that like for a couple minutes. It was hilarious. So it inspired me for my egg home warming gifts. So we're gonna take a quick break. Wanted to thank my sponsors for always coming through and sponsoring the show. I have Delynn from the mortgage firm, and for your mortgage needs, she's great, and will always return your calls and call you, and work out if you need a plan for the future for your mortgages. In other words, if you're not ready yet, but you want to know what you need to do to get there, she'd be the one to call, and she will help you set that up so that you can, if you're not able to do it this January with your deposit, like your tax returns and stuff like that, or your deposits coming back on your rentals or whatever it is you have going on, we can set up a program or a goal for the following year. So if you're looking for a mortgage, or like I said, a pre-approval, you can give Delynn Gaston a call from the mortgage firm. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I'm Jessie Walters with Charles Rutenberg. Thanks for joining me. We were talking about goals last week, and remember I was saying to you guys, I wanted to go over just some more goals and some more life hacks and just stuff like that. So design your life by writing goals. Like, in other words, design, we went through last week, it was short-term, long-term, medium-term goals. How do I obtain these goals? So kind of going through again, just because it's January, and then I'll leave you guys alone. It's no pressure, but I'm hoping that someone will at least maybe change one thing in their life for the better, not for the worse, for the better. So, we were talking about decluttering your life. So when we were talking about decluttering your life, decluttering your house, decluttering your mind, making your mind a more positive space. A lot of times your positivity is a habit. So in other words, if you wake up and you're in a bad mood, you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm going to be late. My hair didn't go well. Oh, it's going to be a bad day because of this, that. Then your mindset is very strong. So it is a habit. And I want to say that, again, you can write down things that, I'm going to have a great day. And these are, I've even wrote it on the mirror before, smile. So if you're having a miserable time or you're depressed, there's things that you can do to kind of reset your mind. Of course, mental illness is totally different than positivity and building yourself up. If, sometimes people need to go and get help and stuff like that for actual mental illness. But I'm talking about goals of people that are just being miserable because they have no excuse. So if you have no excuse and you're just a miserable person, listen to me. I'm going to help you. And so what I would say to a miserable person is, like I said, I would take some lipstick and I would go into their mirror in their master bathroom or in their bathroom and write smile on there. Maybe put a little smile thing on there. So every day when they look at it, then they'll think, oh, am I smiling? Maybe they'll give themselves a smile. Maybe this is how you're going to correct your brain. The next thing I would do is to write a list of, in the morning, and maybe post it on your refrigerator if you live alone, or again, your bathroom if you have a family. So you feel like they're going to be like, you're a weirdo with this, but it's a way to reset your brain, because sometimes being miserable is a habit, like a bad habit that we get into. This day's going to suck. Oh, it's going to be too hot. Oh, it's going to be too cold. Oh, I'm hungry. This food's always bad. All these things that you set your brain with. Instead, you're going to set your brain with some positive things, as in, like I would put, it's going to be a great day. And then 3 positive things to see today or to say today. Things that, you can set your mindset with, as far as you're going to retrain your brain. Basically, retraining your brain is going to be, I'm going to have a good day. It's going to be a good day, or something to that extent. I feel great today. Even if you don't feel great, if you read that and you set your brain to that, you'd be surprised how you start to feel great. Not if, obviously, if you have some physical issues, stuff like that, saying this stuff's not going to take away real pain. But if you're just being a negative person out of habit, and this will teach you how to retrain your brain. So you're going to say, I have a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm going to say one nice thing to one person. And some people are just, hey, I don't know you, but I like that dress, or I don't know you. If you're a guy, don't say that to a girl. But if you're a girl, and you're like, I like your dress, or I like that nail polish, or you say 3 nice things to nice people or even if they're miserable people, you're at Publix and the cashier is nice, and you're, wow, thank you so much. Have a great day. You're nice to someone. But those positive affirmations, like, oh, I like your nail polish, that's one. But if you can do that 3 times a day and make it a habit to seek that out, to actually try to make somebody's day by saying something positive to them. But first, you got to start by saying something positive to yourself. So I believe in that. So that's one thing you can do, is kind of write your positive affirmations down, to kind of refocus on your brain. So do you, the career that you're doing, if you are really miserable, maybe do a career assessment. In other words, is this where I want to be? Is this what I'm happy with? Life's short. Might as well be happy with, the work that you have. You could be your own boss. You could create multiple income sources. So if you're a person that has, like I always talk about, a side hustle, if you're a person that has a job, but then also your passion is kids or animals or, whatever it is, you might want to look for something that's lucrative in that field too, so that you can have a side hustle and then maybe switch jobs or open your own business and stuff like that. So health and fitness, we talked about that. Eat healthy. If you don't buy it, you won't eat it. That's what I always say, because my friends will say, well, I love this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, then don't eat it. Don't buy it. So, and they're like, oh gosh, I didn't think of that. I mean, I do the same thing. Oh my gosh, the other day I was like, I'm going to buy these protein bars. These are so good for me. And I was looking at all these protein bars, and I was, got my best friend on the phone, and we're analyzing protein bars together now. She lives in South Carolina, and she's talking about, anyway, I go back and forth, pick out the best one, go back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, I grabbed the wrong box. So I get them home, and I did not pick out the best protein bars. They were more like candy bar, like low carb candy bars. So anyway, I get home and I'm like, oh, these are so good. Oh my gosh, I could eat the whole box. They're so good. And I'm like, no, I better not. Just better eat one at a time. And then I was like, gosh, they just taste so good. And they don't taste really like there's, that protein taste. So then I thought, wait a minute, they taste so good, suspect. So I go over to the box and I've been eating like high sugar, coconut, chocolate covered. I picked up the wrong box and it said Atkins on it. So I thought it was going to be really, really good for me. It ended up to be not a good choice. So anyway, got to give those away or throw them in the garbage or eat them all really quick and pretend like they weren't a bad choice. But anyway, you just don't buy them if they're in there, if you don't buy them. So learning to prepare healthy meals. A lot of times there's those, if, excuse me, if you can afford like those fresh kitchen, or not fresh kitchen, but the fresh meals that they provide to you, and they show you exactly what to eat, exactly spices. When you do, money per, say, going to Publix, I think that they come out pretty close now. Before I would say, only, like if you were more like medium to high income, you could afford these meals. Whereas in now, when you get the meals in the literally the mail, they're the same as Publix or really close to it, and they're exactly measured out and they're healthy, and they tell you how much calories and how much fat, and so those are a good choice right now too. So you could be aerobically fit, you could lift weights, you can maintain ideal body weight, play a sport. But even if you're not doing all that, even if you're just going to do things for yourself, as far as, I always say work with first taking a walk. And you'll see that you'll get natural endorphins in just walking around the block. You'll feel accomplished just walking a mile or half a mile. You don't have to start out like an Olympic swimmer or biker or runner. You can just take a walk and do stuff like that to help yourself. And then, we were talking about, I'm saying, write this stuff down. There's a lot of personal self-help books. Tony Robbins is especially good with, being positive and kind of calling you out if you're talking to yourself. I get thinking your own brain mentally, talking to yourself negatively. He's really good. So self-help books, he's got a lot of those. I know when I was a little kid, it sounds crazy, but my mom, we didn't have TV, but my mom would make me sit in my room and she'd say, read a chapter of this book, then you can go out and play. And I was like, I want to say 10 years old. I'm 10 years old sitting in my room reading Zig Ziglar. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but that's like a motivational guy at 10 years old. We were, you're supposed to say, you're not supposed to say poor. You're supposed to say financially challenged. We were financially challenged. We had no cable. We had like 3 channels that would come in if I really, I feel like stood on one foot and got the TV in the exact place, to get it to come in. So I would have to read this Zig Ziglar, I'll meet you at the top, and it has an arrow. I remember it has an arrow, and then a couple of those where I was like, what am I doing? Well, how come all the other kids are reading like Lady and the Tramp and what I mean? They're reading like little kids books. I'm reading Zig Ziglar. So anyway, maybe it's a mindset thing. I mean, literally, I am very positive. Sometimes people will think I'm faking it because I will say, that's okay. Let's think about this. Let's change our mindsets. Maybe I was programmed at an early age. So if you have a 10-year-old and you want to torture them, make them read Zig Ziglar. You can still get it on Amazon. And then there's another one, Tony Robbins. I remember one time I had Tony Robbins. The one book was, I forgot the name of it. But I was trying to, it was for speaking in front of people. Here I am now, right? So I read this book and it was like worst case scenario, someone makes fun of me. Worst case scenario, I mess something up. Worst case scenario. And I kind of would go through things as, what's the worst thing that could happen? And I'd be like, oh, that's not so bad. The worst thing that could happen to me is I fail or I stutter or I say, or I say, or someone, makes fun of me for doing that. But then most of the time people won't do it. So in other words, you may give yourself a hard time. Like as far as I was like, well, I'm going to speak in front of these people. I say, and I say like, and I say, I talk to myself the way I speak to myself, the manner I speak to myself, but most people won't do it. So you give yourself a hard time for not doing things. But you know what? A lot of people don't have the guts to do it. So the first step is A, having the guts to do it, so B, you can mess it up, So that's kind of good. So that's my enough of my motivational stuff. So positive attitude. This is one, personal finance. Learn personal finance 101. So this is I had a customer the other day, and I thought this was a great idea. We're talking about finances and stuff like that. She said both of her kids really want to move out. The one is only, I want to say 13, and the other one is just under 18, but she wants to move out. She wants to get a job. She wants to move out. And I thought this was a great idea. She said, we gave them monopoly money, and then we asked them what jobs that they would want. We had the monopoly money out. We asked them what jobs that would fulfill them. What's their dream jobs? And the one, of course, he's young. He said, I would like to work at Starbucks. She said, Starbucks? Okay, $15 an hour. She's like, they're not going to hire you full time, so you get 32 hours. So she goes, $15 times 32, and she gives them the money. And then she goes, but wait a minute, you have to take out for taxes. So now the kid ends up with like $300, right? So he's like, she's like, oh, you want an apartment? And so 300 times 4, that's 1,200. And she's like, okay, let's just say you get like the worst apartment in the world. That's $1,000. So she takes out the $1,000. Now this kid's got $1,200 left. She said, $200 left. So he has $200. And she's like, well, you got to pay your electric. And then she takes all of his money. And she's like, now you don't even have internet. You don't have, and he's like, I don't have internet. And she's like, yeah, and you have no food. Now what are you going to do? And so then the other one, so the daughter, a little older, a little better job, a little more money, but then she was even too, and she had I think she ended up with maybe like a little bit of food, but anyway, not much. So these kids, it helped them to basically wrap their head around, wow, even if I get this job and it looks, because I'm little. And, little kids are thinking like, I just want an apartment. I want to move out of here. I hate living under my parents' orders and stuff like that. But then can they actually afford to do it? Can they pay for water, electric, cable, stuff like that? So I thought that was a great idea. Take that monopoly money, see what job they want. And then maybe that would even inspire them to do some educational stuff. They don't want to go to college. Maybe that would inspire them to go to college because they're going to be like, well, $15 an hour is not buying me a whole bunch of stuff, So it's kind of good. Travel. So if you're at home and you got your house, you got your dream house, you could do a staycation where you just tell everybody you left and you just hide in your house and you just relax and you clean out, you do all the purging stuff and write all your goal list. That would be like a staycation at home. Or you could travel, of course, in the United States. You could travel the world. There's island vacations, cruise ships, all that stuff. That's for, I would say, I would buy a house first or have, your financial goals set before I would go on a big vacation where I took all the money that I was going to spend on down payment for my house and I went on a fabulous vacation. It looks good on Facebook, but realistically, you should think of your future too. So maybe you do a staycation this year and you save your money to purchase a home, and then you have your home, and then next year you go on this grand vacation, whether it's on, a cruise ship or whatever it is you like to do, So we talked about careers and stuff like that. So your finances, invest 10% of your income. And again, you can do 10% of your income just by, 10% of your income, you can do it by setting up your bank account. Will take 10% and put it into another account. I like to take, like I said last week, a separate bank account and put that 10% in. So it's not easy. It's not easy for me to take it out, only because if I see a really nice pair of shoes, that 10% is going to equal those shoes, and I most likely will buy the shoes. So, but if I make it like, okay, I got to walk into the bank to get the money and then go back to get the shoes, I probably will say, I don't really need the shoes. So, so that's basically how I save, put it in a separate bank account. And then, the more that you make, the more that you want to give back. So if you're at the point where you feel, gratitude and you're thankful and you're doing good, you should give back to your community or to your church or to, it makes you feel good, but you're doing, I would feel like the right thing. So I feel like the more, you don't have to give your whole paycheck or your whole everything you made. Maybe you give time, like we talked about last week. Maybe you volunteer, but some type of giving back. And then this one is, we're going to talk about this too, because I have to get my attorney back in here, but we're going to talk about writing a will, setting things up so that your family doesn't have any stress and stuff like that. Writing a will is good for, so then you have no worries. And then when you go to writing a will, you can write a book. Those are things to do for the year. Playing guitar, just stuff like that, New Year's resolutions, stuff like that. But as soon as January's over, I'm not going to be talking about these goals and stuff anymore. So, but what I need to do is thank sponsor. I got to thank Freddie Rapina from Opta Financial. He is setting up people with their financial plans for this year, for 2023, helping them to actually invest investments and in real estate. Just a great all-around financial planner. And would love to help you with any type of financial planning that you're doing. Like I said, whether it's investments or real estate, he's your guy. So thanks for supporting us and sponsoring us, Freddie. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you next week.